This is David Gerber, and I wanted to share a bit about this idea that I heard recently. I don't remember exactly where I heard it, but I heard somebody refer to this concept called emotional drunkenness. And it was really fascinating to me, and I've shared a lot of it with my clients and colleagues and that type of thing. And it's really helped people get an understanding of somewhat, to some degree, how their emotions work. And so the idea is that if you ever notice, so for example, a few months ago, I got some feedback that was really hard for me to hear. And I could sense myself, my heart rate went up, I was getting upset, and I basically got to a place where I would say I was emotionally drunk. I wasn't thinking straight, I felt like I was sideways. And I remember at the end of the conversation where I was getting feedback and I was just really upset, and I'd even asked some clarifying questions, but I was really mad, and I was not taking it well, which is, I find to be unusual for me because I actually, usually enjoy feedback, but for whatever reason, this seemed to burn. And I remember saying to the person, I said to her, well, would you like me to give you some feedback? And in that moment, thanks to this concept, I realized this is not a good time for me to provide feedback to her because right now I'm emotionally drunk, and I need to sober up emotionally in order to deliver this feedback in a way that is loving towards her rather than just out of spite or out of frustration. And so for you, the biggest question I have is, are you aware of when you get emotionally drunk, right? So that could be when somebody challenges you, it could be about a conflict, it could be about a family member or a friend you're not getting along with, and when you think of them, you actually feel physiologically off. The follow-up question to that is do you know how to sober up emotionally? Do you know what you can do in terms of whether it's breathing or just sometimes giving it some time and space, but then actually committing to going back and addressing it? Again, emotionally drunkenness, emotional sobriety, again, it's been very helpful for myself, my clients, my colleagues in terms of understanding that. And I want to invite you to just pay attention to that in the coming weeks and months. Just pay attention to when you notice it, and then really develop some solid strategies for how to sober up so that when you are delivering your communication, you can do so in love and not out of frustration.